Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the internet exclusive here on RampageProWrestling.net. I'm Nigel Sherrod. Thanks so much for joining us. And Rampage action at Johnny G's this past Sunday. It was Chaotic Romeo and the Dirty White Boy who kicked things off. And after a very solid competition and an enziguri that caught Dirty White Boy right on the side of the head, made him bleed, it was Chaotic Romeo, our Intercontinental Champion, who was able to secure the pinfall victory. And how about after that, it was Kyle Matthews taking on former RPW champion Micah Taylor in a very exciting technical match between these two gentlemen. However, there was interference by the usual suspects, Coots and Murder One. When Coots distracted the referee, it was Murder One who hit Micah Taylor with that bag. No telling what exactly was in that bag, but it was enough to allow Kyle Matthews to hit his Slurpee dropkick in the corner and roll Micah Taylor up for the 1-2-3. Then we saw J-Rod and Glacier take on Rob Adonis in what would become a #1 contenders matchup for the tag team championships. And there was a lot of shortcuts on the side of Rob Adonis and Crew Jones, enough so that they could get the pinfall victory over J-Rod and Glacier. Next week here at Rampage Pro Wrestling Johnny G's, we will see a tag team championship matchup. The Cash Vault defends against Rob Adonis and Crew Jones. Very interesting matchup sure to come. Then what was originally scheduled for a matchup between Dr. Gayton and Rick Michaels, well, it did transpire. However, when Dr. Gayton was able to lock in the crossface, it was Simon Sermon who abruptly ended the matchup and got disqualified on his part, stopping the matchup and setting for a tag team matchup later on in the evening. We'll talk about that in just a second. Then in Hottie's action, it was Tracy Taylor taking on Jenny Wright. Hottie's championship up on the line. We've seen these two women lock it up before. Great technical proficiency between both of these women. Exciting counter moves, back and forth action. But in the end, it was Tracy Taylor who hung on to that Hottie's championship. Then we saw newcomers Ballinger and Ken Loaded Guns Magnum in action. Both these men were striving to impress RPW officials, and in the end it was Ballinger who got the pinfall victory. However, both of these men very impressive in their debut for Rampage Pro Wrestling. Now, I talked about the matchup between Dr. Gayton and Rick Michaels a little bit earlier on in the evening. Well, that turned into Dr. Gayton and a mystery opponent who would turn out to be Colt Derringer? Colt Derringer of Evil Incorporated, teaming up with Dr. Johnny Gayton to take on the Exotic Ones. I was waiting for any moment for Colt Derringer to turn his back on Dr. Johnny Gayton. We've seen it before. A man that really can't be trusted. A man with evil intentions. Colt Derringer teams up with Dr. Johnny Gayton and is able to scare the Exotic Ones away. Yeah, they ran like scalded dogs. Unfortunately, there was no pinfall or submission, but needless to say, things are far from being over between these two teams. Interesting pairing. Then we saw Vordell Walker take on Murder One in a feud that's been raging for the past couple of months here in Rampage Pro Wrestling. Vordell Walker brought his strong style to the ring against Murder One, the gangster from the Dark City. These two men went fist to fist, hold for hold. It was one of the greatest main events we've seen here at Rampage Pro Wrestling in quite a while. Very, very explosive main event. However, Murder One was able to hook the tights of Vordell Walker, thanks once again to help from Coots. Now, things we're going to look out for. The help of Micah Taylor. Wonder what happened to his head there. We've heard the doctors have attended to him. And also, things to look out for next week. The tag team championships are going to be on the line. The Cash Vault defends against Crew Jones and Rob Adonis. And what about this relationship between Colt Derringer and Dr. Johnny Gayton? But let's not forget the legend, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, going to be in the building on the 19th here at Johnny G's. You do not want to miss it. Thanks so much for joining us here on RampageProWrestling.net. Keep checking back. We're going to have more information on Hacksaw Jim Duggan and our upcoming card on July the 19th. Thanks once again for joining us on the Internet Exclusive. I'm Nigel Sherrod. We'll see you next time.